Hey everybody, welcome back to the Infinite Canvas Podcast. I'm your host, John Venegas, and it's great to have you guys on listening today. So let me explain where this show is headed and where we're handling our content in the year of 2019. We've decided that the show is going to be bi-weekly again. No abrupt weird changes this time around. David has his hands full being a full-time student, also with his full-time job, and editing for Infinite Adventures, our second podcast, weekly. The responsibility is entirely mine now. I'm also working on Curse Quest, our fantasy webcomic weekly, which you can keep up with on Sci-Star.net. That's SCISTAR.net, and also two other secret projects that I don't want to really announce until they're almost done. So I have my plate full and a lot of other stuff. So bi-weekly is what the show is going to be on for now. Well, I want 2019 to be a big year for us, and hopefully you'll be hearing and seeing more than just me and David on here. Sci-Star.net and other places. We've decided to focus Infinite Canvas on Spectrum Files for the time being, but we'll also kind of just sprinkle in episodes of other kind of stuff every now and then, just to kind of test the waters and other stuff, and also to kind of help us create a good buffer for Spectrum File stuff, because, you know, it's kind of hard to organize more than two people weekly at a time, so scheduling is kind of an issue. So circumvent that, we do plan on having extra episodes come out in between. Let us know what you like and don't like, either via email to us, johnvenegas@scistar.net. That's John spelled the normal way, Vanegas. You can also leave an iTunes review letting us know what you did like, or if you didn't like it, tell us. I don't really give a shit. So without further ado, here's episode 30, which I have thought of as Blood Duel, and you'll kind of see why it's called that.
I started a new hobby, and it's fun.
What's your new hobby, David?
Got some color pencils, and I got some cool little markers. Now I'm trying to learn how to color and stuff. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds
Damn it,
fun.
John!
I gotcha. Speaking of which, you might be able to replace me as the colorist on Curse Quest then, because coloring is not my favorite part of it, because it's just the same colors, and it's just a paint tool at that point, and I hate shading.
I said I've been using color pencils and markers, so I don't think I can paint with color pencils or markers on a computer screen.
No, it's easy. You just have to print them and then scan them back in. People do it all the time, I'm sure.
I don't think it works like that, but okay. Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Welcome back to Infinite Canvas Podcast. This is me, David, here. Introduce yourself now.
Hi guys, I'm John Venegas, and I'm the other member of this thing. We have just come back from the Spectrum Files story arc. So we're going back to a different type of thing. We did two different versions episodes, and I re-listened to those, and they were just, I couldn't stop laughing at certain parts, because I'm just like, wow, this really happened, okay. I don't know how good you are with visualizing stuff in your head when you hear things, because, I mean, obviously I kind of have to, because I do draw a lot, but a lot of the visuals that I got out of that were actually really cool in my head, and so I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of want to do more of that.
Yes, I'm not good with visualizing things. Reason why I never learned how to draw. I can do a lot of sketching. Like, I can sketch things. That's what I do for drawing, because I can't picture things in my head and see it clearly. But that's why anytime we played like a Pathfinder or like a D&D game, I always needed maps, because it's really hard for me to, I guess, just see the distance and how things are laid out. I had a really hard time figuring out what the heck was going on in the Jet Blaze episode.
Jet Blaze versus Zenith. Yeah, no, that's so weird, because like I very vividly remembered that. The only thing that we kind of fucked up was whenever we talked about what floor we were on. It's like the first thing we said was like, oh yeah, so there's 40 floors, and then we're like, what floor should we be on? And then we're like, towards the top, but not the top. And I'm like, cool, 40th floor it is. And then I'm just like, wait, I got this information. It went into my head and it didn't come out properly. And then we went a floor up. So we went to the magical 41st floor that didn't exist because we had just said that there were only 40 floors.
But see, I didn't know that. I thought we were starting in the middle. The whole time I thought we were in the middle, like towards the 21st floor.
I hope we don't do that again.
Okay, on the 54th building, I'm gonna start on the top, which is the 5th floor, correct? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
One good thing is we don't have to worry about using Google anymore for this one, because we are gonna roll dice. So we ripped off 2 different systems here on this.
Well, I didn't rip off of anything.
Oh, nice way to take the we off of this. So I've basically ripped off 2 different systems for this, and I want to use the word ripped off because that's just the most appropriate way, I guess. No, it's actually the most inappropriate way. It's the best way to describe it, really. Y'all are already familiar with how masks works and how, assuming you didn't just skip that. I'm giving people way too much credit for this. Whenever we perform actions, we're going to roll 2 dice, or in my case, the same dice twice because I couldn't find my second dice. It'll give us either a number from 2 to 12.
Math.
Yeah, I know, right? Adding a modifier on there based on the stats that we have chosen. Anything up to 6 will be a complete failure. 7 to 9 will be a mixed result, and 10 or above is a success. The stats that we're going to be using just for this one, just to kind of like gauge how this might work in the future, is we're just gonna straight up use the Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, the whatever they call that, the D20 system, strength, and all the other ones. Hold on.
Wow.
Strength, Constitution, Dexterity, Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma.
Whoa, he did it! He did it, guys!
I did it, yeah. And that was not based entirely on memory. So the way it works is, first off, we're going to use 3 random powers that we selected from the random power wiki, like we did in the last 2, ignoring any omnipotence-based ones, and you can shift any powers that you want to match the character that you're creating. And when I say shift, I mean, like, for instance, we used this example before. If you roll Soul Whip and your character uses time manipulation and acceleration, you can swap Soul Whip to Time Whip, just to kind of like match the other 2 powers. Obviously, since you got 3 powers, you can kind of choose what ones do match and what ones don't. And there's a 3-point buy for this, essentially. You have 3 stats, 3 points you can modify any stat with. And then beyond that, you can subtract points from your base stats, which are all at default 0, down to the negatives, and that's a point that you can add onto another stat. Stats can't go past +3, and they can't go below -3, so that you can have a possibility of failing at stuff you're good at and doing great at stuff you're bad at. Just just to go over a few other things that we did for this. Whenever the characters that we select basically have some amount of role play before going into fighting, when both combatants basically accept that they are in combat, they will roll initiative, which is going to be just like a regular roll, and then adding their dexterity modifier. Obviously, whoever goes first, and if you tie, there's a reroll. When you attack or move or do anything, you have to announce what you're doing, and then say what modifier you're going to do with that. Somebody can defend if they want. You can just let the attack go through, but I mean, you'd be kind of stupid if you let them. Unless they got a complete failure, and then you're kind of just safe. But you can also defend an attack once it's announced, and you roll a 2d6 also. If you beat their roll, you essentially beat their thing. Instead of letting them do the complete failure mixed result thing, you can just let them do that. You can combat them instead. If you want to do an extra effect, you're allowed to also, but you have to give something up if you fail. I sent you a list of the rules also, so we can kind of just decipher it if something pops up. If you want to do anything that has any form of risk, a failure will invoke that risk. Also, the cool thing about the failure is that your opponent actually gets to choose what that failure is, if it's an attack on you, essentially. If it's like an acrobatic feat or something, you know what I mean? Like, if it's something that won't harm your opponent, you can choose what your failure is. Basically, you're already doing that when you put it up for grabs. But if you're directly targeting an opponent or something, they can select the thing that you're putting up for risk. And if some of that sounds fuzzy, or if any of this sounds like it's inconsistent, it's our first playtest, essentially. So, David, I know you've had a lot of fun making like a billion characters, which is there's no shame in that, because I literally did the same thing whenever I first learned about the random superpower thing, because I think it floated around on Reddit first, and then a few friends of ours started doing it, and then we kind of like caught up with them.
Yeah. Well, you were doing it the most because for some reason you were doing a kind of weird art challenge for yourself. I don't even know if you completed or not.
Oh no, I'm usually bad at those. I did a lot of them though.
And so you went crazy with that. I started doing it because we started this. So I found it a bit fun creating characters. And so then while I'm sitting there, I'll I'll go ahead, generate 3 characters, and then just sit there and create backstories for them. Like maybe one of these days I'll be able to put these characters in one of these Versus episodes, which I'm actually going to be able to do, because one of them is going to be used today. So that's exciting. One of my most favorite ones. Hopefully, yeah, enjoy them. Enjoy him. It is a him. It's been a while since I have made a male character, because a lot of my characters recently have been female.
Female sorcerers, specifically.
Yeah. Well, sue me. I like magic. But yeah, it's been a while since I've made a non-female character. I think the last one I made was Torch.
Torch is... Oh, yeah, I was about to say Torch is a dude. Jet Blaze.
Wait, when was that? Yeah, wait. Which one came first? The gods or the second verses?
We mentioned Torch in the first Versus episode. I have it written down right here, actually.
Okay. So I guess the last...
Torch.
Okay, so
No. Jet Blaze. Jet Blaze is the last male character you created.
Okay, there's that.
Can I be honest? I honestly thought you were going to make another female character, and that's not why I chose a female character, but I'm just like, one of these days, we're going to just end up making, in our last 2 Versus matches, the male characters have both won. That was without dice rolls, without randomness, and that was just kind of like, people letting each other decide the winner. I don't know if that's a subconscious thing or not. That sounds weird that I say that out loud, but I don't want it to be a subconscious thing that just happened.
Here's the thing.
I'm really self-conscious about all this.
You tend to overthink things a lot, and I don't mean overthink it like in the normal term of overthinking. You overthink things and dissect things too far than what they need to be. I did not even pay attention to that until you've told me now about this. I still don't find it weird, but deep down, I kind of feel weird about it now.
That's the goal. Everyone has to feel how I feel. I'm like a feelings Nazi. You guys have to feel how I feel. This is the sad pit now.
Now I'm mad because I want my character to win.
We're going to describe our characters now that are going to be our combatants in this. You can feel free to tell us what your stats are if you want. I don't know that's going to be an issue. I think we can be transparent about it. We're just playtesting.
I have a
this.
+6 to Dex, +6 to Con, -9 to everything else.
Did you really -9 everything? Because I told you -3 was the minimum you could go, or maximum that you could go down.
Now you told me.
I literally said that a few seconds
So, John,
ago.
would you like to describe your character?
While you fix your broken character? +3 is also the maximum you can go on anything.
Well, that's just not fair.
No, it kind of is. I don't know. I can't believe I had to explain this. Okay. So,
John, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I can describe my character. So, some of you guys might know that a while back ago, we kind of hinted at the idea that the comic that we would like to make after Curse Quest would be Pantheon, which is basically our take on Greek mythology and stuff, and Egyptian mythology, and basically kind of all the mythologies. We kind of touched on it a little bit on the Gilgamesh and Torch episode. To go in tandem with that, I thought it would be kind of cool to bring back one of my old characters that I made up as a kid. This is not the specific character that I'm choosing. So in that character's story, it was about the Hellenians. The Greek gods, they actually have really specific deities for things. Now, they actually have seasonal deities, but for this specific character, I wanted to base them off of Persephone. Persephone is the one who ends up in Hades' dimension for about 6 months at a time, and then leaves for 6 months. Kind of like in the classical mythology, how they explain the shift from winter to spring. But in this world, the gods don't necessarily correspond to what they represent. Rather, they feed off of those essences instead. I mean, they technically are abstract dimensions themselves, but we can get into that in the actual story. At some point in the past, at an undisclosed amount of time, around maybe the dawn of the Roman Empire, Persephone found a way to escape her confinement to Hades. He was really unaware of this, believing himself to be a good person, and to an extent he kind of is. He's just kind of, I think the word is aloof. I don't want to set that in stone, because I don't know if I use that word right or not.
Isn't that just another word for oblivion? Oh, no, not oblivion.
Oblivious. That's the
Yes.
word I was looking for. Because aloof has a connotation that he not only does he pretend, I think aloof means pretend to not care, but actually are passive aggressively angry about. That's a really big way of saying, a really short way of saying that. He was oblivious to it. So at this point, the gods were weakening in power, and he doesn't have enough power in him to actually kind of like go out and search for her. And so then he finds he tries to find other Hellenians for help, but can't get anybody on board. So he goes to Egypt. He's brought to the attention of a deity named I don't know how to pronounce this. I should have looked it up.
Mm.
P-T-A-H. I'm going to just say Ptah, because I think Ptah is how you say it. And if I got it wrong, I'm sorry for offending any ancient Egyptians out there.
Pasta
Power. Pasta was the creator and holder of the most powerful artifacts. And so he uses an item called the Eye of Ra to locate her soul and sends someone to obtain her using an item called the Shackles of Osiris. They're magical manacles that have the ability to never let go of their target. However, once placed on her, she rejects them. Her soul actually fights against the power of these shackles, and it scatters her personality, her essence, apart. Basically how Osiris was, like, cut up.
Isn't that the thing that Doctor Strange uses?
No, hold on, I forgot what they're called.
He has something, like, the chains are supposed to be very, like, indestructible.
I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
The shackles.
Doctor Strange. I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
The bands of Sidorak.
Oh,
I didn't even look it up.
It's pretty hard to prove that since we heard you typing, but okay.
No. I stopped like halfway. I was like, Doctor Strange. And I'm like, bands of Sidorak. That's what they're called.
Crimson Bonds of Sidorak.
That's what they are. For what it's worth, I know nobody's going to believe me. I came up with those before I even know what those were. But to be fair, I also did just copy the story of the mythological Osiris and just kind of like put my take on it. So it's like not really clever. It's like the opposite of clever. Her soul, she's a deity, so this is really intense. And since her soul basically gets split up into different sections, to different parts, they're all left intact, kind of like a cell that divides and becomes 4 separate cells. And so she gets scattered around time and space and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And quite obviously, the 4 personalities that I chose for her, because I was a kid in high school and I was stupid, was winter, autumn, summer, and the other one, spring. The character that I've chosen for this battle specifically is a descendant, is actually the daughter of Summer. She embodies the fierce, fiery tenacity, and spent most of her time with amnesia, causing accidental problems, not really learning how to control herself until a little bit later. After a while, she ends up having her own kids, and this character, her name is Topaz, is her firstborn. Now, her powers are still not as well developed as Summer's are. She's much more because she's not really technically a god. She has a lot of quite a few limitations. Her powers are all internal. So the first power that I rolled is called flammable blood. Her blood is so flaming hot that igniting in contact with air, it actually causes to superheat. Now, I kind of like the idea that it's based on blood pressure also. So, obviously kind of being angry brings it out more, but you can still bring it out just whenever, as long as you can kind of like tense yourself up. It's concentration based, so in order to activate it, she has to concentrate on actually activating it. Her immunity to fire-based attacks is also the same. So she has to be focusing on her abilities in order to be immune to fire attacks. The reason why is because when she opens up, when she cuts any part of her skin to like release fire, she can cauterize the flame herself. Obviously, in order to heal herself, she has to lose her immunity to fire in that one spot of her body. So it requires a lot of concentration. The second power that I rolled was actually kind of cool. It's called trajectory manipulation. By hurling a ball of her combusted flame at opponents, she can actually just move the ball around in midair. So like, it's basically like a homing attack, and this is really cool. Also made that concentration based. If she loses focus on it, she loses contact with it, and it just falls on the ground. It'll still be a flaming ball of blood, but that's cool. The last ability is called solidification, and I'm really glad that I didn't have to shift any of these abilities. They all just kind of like work together really nice. I would be lying if I said I didn't re-roll something, but I think it was like an omnipotence power, which are really common on that website. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, but I always, when I take an unlimited power, I usually limit it in a sense, because the best example I have is one of the characters I created, which was one of the 3 characters I created with the one I'm using today. I think I like replication, but I specifically said he can only create an infinite amount of one thing, which was the one thing that his power was used for. Sadly, I did not come up with the Hawaiian, but Probably maybe in the same tier as the Hawaiian.
So whenever we start classifying the metahuman powers in Spectrum, they'll be on the same classification.
No more Hawaiians. I don't mean that as a no more Hawaiian people. As a no more of the hero named Hawaiian.
So solidification is the example that I gave was any non-solid thing into a solid. This is basically Vaporlord, where he can turn his smoke into semi-solids. But this is just straight up solids. So Topaz can just straight up turn her blood and blood fire into solids. So yeah, so make some really cool constructs with that. Nothing too crazy. Obviously her blood is the limitation there. Or fire. So a little bit about Topaz is that she was born in the modern day and kind of understands how her powers work. She thinks she's a metahuman. She thinks her mom is a metahuman. Her mom doesn't know she's a goddess. But at some point, her and her family started being hunted down by a mysterious group she's not really aware of. And noticing that some people people like her are disappearing, she kind of just like hides around. She doesn't.
Other metahumans disappearing, or other god-related people?
Other people like her. So they found her family. Like at this point.
At this point, does she know that she's part of a goddess?
She doesn't know that she's a goddess,
and she doesn't know she's being hunted.
Right. No, she knows she's being hunted, but she doesn't know what the connection is, other than it's a family thing.
Okay, so I thought it would be like, oh, these other. These other, genetic people, with genetic powers are being hunted. And I was like, wait, so there's these genetic augmented people being hunted by other people that don't like them. In short, there's these mutant people being hunted by people who don't like them. So I was like,
no.
Okay.
No.
Connecting some dots.
There's one character who is one of the descendants of, well, not descendants, one of the shackles of Osiris were obviously used on Osiris at some point, and so one of Osiris's fragments actually knows that they're deities. Hasn't told them, but he's like on their side. Spoiler alert, it's Osiris who's hunting them down and trying to kill them.
What? You ruined the story.
Okay. I feel like this podcast is a really great place to let just people know the process of these thoughts. So, I'm sorry if I spoil things. Enjoy the story anyways. You're here for the story, not for the twist. Even if the twists are executed badly. Fair warning, if anybody ever likes my work, I like to spoil stuff, even my own stuff, so I'm sorry. Topaz's journey is basically just finding out what's going on. The mystery unveils itself a lot slower than I did. And I'm throwing her in here now. Stats wise, I gave her very moderate stats because I wanted to kind of make her a little bit easy to use and kind of learn and figure out. So I gave her no strength, which just basically means she has average strength, +1 to her constitution, so she'll get an extra. Oh, I didn't mention that. We get 6 hit points. Adding to your constitution adds to your hit points, and subtracting from your constitution subtracts from them. I gave her +2 to dexterity, -1 to wisdom, -1 to intelligence, and +2 to charisma, because I kind of wanted her to be essentially a caster, and charisma was the best thing to go off of. Also, I think that being able to trick people into not thinking that you're a bad person is probably a good thing to have with charisma, so...
Okay. I see the logic.
Being able to bluff around and stuff. Let's see how that goes in a combat setting. It's a good thing it's also her spellcasting thing.
I want to bluff that I am an alliance member. You just punch him in the face. How does that work? I don't know. Got a 12. I did it. What is her weakness?
I think we talked about this last time, off air. You said that you had a character you wanted to choose, and I think you ended up choosing it, didn't you?
No, yeah. Because it's not my fault you played into my trap.
It's fine. You still got to roll for stuff anyways.
He had the urge to want to share, and so he had already shared all this information with me about his character, and I felt obligated to also share one aspect of my character, and that is it also has blood usage in his power. So I had to tell him that because I didn't want him to come up with in our next episode. I say this and be like, well, you just made a character to counter my character. I was like, no, I didn't, because I told you before we even decided that this was going to be our next episode that was my character. Before I get to my character explanation, I'm going to throw you out to the past, to our very first Versus episode. It's what's going to lead up to who my character is. After this whole scene in the hospital happens, go back to the building. It's pretty much they did all they could. Building did not survive. It collapsed in itself. and it's already night. End of the day, they have everything taped up around it, and you have like a close up of the rubble, and you just see it moving a bit, and a couple of seconds pass by, and then you see in the center of the whole rubble just explodes, just pieces shatter all over the place, and you see a being like who's kneeling there just stand up, and just out of nowhere, two wings pop out from her, from it, one angel, one demon, and you just see it fly off. Bum, bum, bum. As y'all heard, the ending of our first Versus episode, I left over the cliffhanger, and now time to pay it off. It's the being that shot out of the rubble. Yeah, the only reason I decided to go with that character is because of the first power I got out of the random wiki thing, and the first thing I got was Archdemon Physiology. I did not know Archdemon was a thing. It's not a biblical or Christian based thing, but it is in like other types of writing. Like in other types of writing, there is things called archdemons, and I did some looking around to kind of have an idea what an archdemon was, and most of them are, I guess, classified as.
When you say archdemon, it just reminds me of like the summoned skull. Is that what it's like?
They're really high-ranking members in hell. I think the best example they use is in Dante's Inferno. There's like layers of hell. 9? Is it 9 or 7?
I believe it's 7, but I could be wrong.
Okay,
it's probably 7 because the 7 counters as 7.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's well, no, I think it's.
Oh, it is more than 7 because it is more than 7 because it's the 7 sins, and then there's like each sin has multiple layers.
No, each one has one layer, and then there's the last layer where Satan is, and I think they count purgatory as one. So I think there is 9.
Purgatory's a separate thing, I think.
Well, it's when I looked at a video and they counted that as one of the layers. I mean, I haven't.
I have the book if you want to read it.
Oh, I haven't read it. I had to do all this. I had to do it through watching YouTube videos of Dante's Inferno and a little bit of reading, but I didn't get to do much of it. I just didn't have the time to do it all. Yeah, they described as archdemons being the head of each layer of hell, and some also said that the archdemons are also the beings that represent the 7 sins. It also say that Lucifer is an archdemon, but I don't know how that's possible because archdemons are supposed to be like lieutenants. I thought Lucifer was the big dude, so like what's above him? But that's what I got. Archdemon Physiology. So my being has wings, angel wings, because I guess he's more of an angelic archdemon. I don't know.
I would be lying if I said I didn't see an artist on Tumblr, I want to say. I saw it on Twitter, but I think it's also from Tumblr. I don't remember the artist's name, so I do apologize. I couldn't actually promote that apparently. But no, they did a really cool thing where they interpreted angels and demons as being the exact same beings.
Mm-hmm.
Devil horns are essentially like angel halos, but that have been broken. And it's really cool because it's like it looks really organic.
That's actually pretty cool of an idea. Yeah, because I always find it weird how every time they draw like the representation of Lucifer, the devil, they always draw him as like a half goat monster thing, and it goes like, well, you're supposed to be drawing him totally opposite. He represents he's supposed to be one of the most beautiful angels that God had ever made. So you should be totally representing him different. It is kind of weird saying that because of what he represents and is connected to, but I mean, that's the reality there.
Can I just say something about that? This is a thing that I've noticed. So, when it comes to how angels are actually described, they're described in the Bible as actually being incomprehensible, as being like so different that we can't understand them.
I like Cthulhu's.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing.
So you want angels to be represented as weird tentacle things?
I said technically, not tentacle. There's some that they're like interlocking wheels that rotate around themselves, and it's like that's not normal. They actually, I don't remember the exact passage, but at some point it's like don't look, don't be afraid, and then like the angel takes on a form that's familiar, and it's like, yeah, no, angels are a higher dimensional being than us. They wouldn't we can't register them in our eyes.
No,
And
it's true. Yeah.
conversely, demons should be like beautiful. You know, like they're supposed to be alluring, so they can like take you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but I mean,
Why would a demon be hideous? That's the opposite of what a demon would want to do, right?
well, because again, they don't want to promote. Hey, look, this demon or this evil being is gorgeous. Like, ooh, I kind of love that demon. Let me go, get more connected with this demon, kind of a thing. So I guess it's understandable why they always, how you say, what's the word?
It's advertising, my dude.
I don't know.
It's like food, you know. The good stuff tastes bad for you, but the bad stuff tastes great.
So the second power I got which is the power I told John, was blood flow manipulation or blood manipulation, and so
Yep.
John, right now, I want you to tell me what is your character's blood type.
My character's blood type?
Yes,
I guess they're half human, so
because I want this recorded. What is your
I'm gonna
character's
go
blood
to the
type?
internet really quick. What would Jesus' blood type be? I'm gonna go with AB positive because that makes sense. I know you probably did your research on this and I didn't.
I did. Oh, damn it. Okay.
What, you were hoping that I was gonna choose O, the universal taker?
No,
I went with AB positive, the universal giver. I learned that on House.
no, AB positive is a universal
Giver, because anybody can take
receiver.
from it. No, it's giver. O is receiver.
O positive, no wait, O negative can give anyone blood.
I swear to God you have that backwards.
My sister is med student, and I literally just asked her before I started the episode.
I think she's wrong.
You're telling me that someone who is studying medicine is wrong?
Hey, this is John from the future really quick while I'm editing this episode. Just wanted to make a really quick heads up. I found out that I was wrong about what I was arguing with David about, and we were going on for a little bit of a tangent that really shouldn't be in this episode, but I'm keeping it in anyways because editing out me being wrong would be shitty.
Oh my god. I got blood manipulation? Okay. I got the most powerful, okay. I did it based on what blood type you are. So if you have a certain blood type, he can okay, it's weird because he's our demon. He's in our world, in our reality. So he's limited on what he can do, and his power is pretty, knocked back a bit. So he doesn't have his full power, full control over his power like he would in hell. He can control or manipulate other people's blood depending on what their blood type is. The most common blood type and the one he controls the best is O positive. And after that, it goes down to A positive, B positive, O negative, A negative, and the last three, which happen to be the one that John picked, is AB positive at third, the one he can least control, B negative, and the one he has very hard time controlling is AB negative. So if you had put the negative on there instead of the positive, then my being would have been almost useless.
I don't know how blood works, but I want to believe that she's half AB positive and half whatever the Ichor, ICHR. I think that's how you spell it.
And so the other thing I had was healing bomb generation, which I just took it as another form of blood. He can, instead of using his opponent's blood against them, he can just eat the blood and gain some health through that means.
Some spicy health.
Oh my god. Well, my plan was never to eat spicy blood. Also, the reason he's an archdemon is because he governs the layer of hell that represents wrath. And so as an archdemon, he also has the power to embody his sin, put it into other people. So they start feeling, whatever wrath makes people feel. I guess it's anger. I wish I had one that was better with gluttony, because then I could make you super gluttonous. That would have been amazing. But, I didn't. So there's that. Also, for my...
The big dog is Wrath, apparently.
He's I think it was one of the lower layers. I think it was layer 5 or 6. I don't know. But,
Are you gonna rename him?
oh shit, I didn't give him a name.
Is he Balthazar? Just kidding. No, because you said the Lucian could summon Balthazar or something like that.
No, I said he can summon a demon. I didn't want to give him an actual. This is poor planning. I came up with the character and the concept of the character. I never came up with a name, and I'm pretty bad at names. I'm
Oh
gonna.
boy. Are you gonna do the thing that Marvel does and they like name him something and then add ish at the end?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Satanish? That was so stupid, Marvel. Really?
His name is Wrath, but with an R. Yeah, that's
This
his name.
sounds like, oh my god. I don't know if you planned a voice for this, but like when you said Wrath but with an R, I just ended up thinking of like a Randy Savage kind of sounding character. And I'm like, that sounds like a great wrestler, to be honest. My name is Wrath!
His Wrath, but there's a Y somewhere in there. Wherever
Like
you want
Rayth?
to put it.
Oh, Rayth is a kind of cool name, actually.
Oh, that's cool. I changed it. His name
You
is
did
Rayth.
it by accident. This is great.
His name is Rayth. His weapon of choice is a weird scythe. It's half a scythe, as in the blade doesn't arc that much. It's just like half an arc. But at the other end has like a bludgeoning weapon, almost like a weird hammer. Stats wise, I gave him 2 in Dex, 2 in Con, 1 in Intelligence, -1 in Wisdom, 2 in Charisma, because that's what I was going to use his blood magic controlling thing with, and -3 on Strength.
This dude has no strength?
No, he doesn't rely on strength. I mean, he's gonna hit you with the scythe, but he doesn't want to do damage. He wants to cut you. So even if he doesn't like damage you with his weapon, as long as he can get a small little nick on there, he's okay. His power is activated. In hell, he can just simply control you. Well, in the mortal world, I guess you can say. I don't know what you can describe this as, but he has to. I hate this because I created this idea before I saw My Hero Academia, but he has to ingest your blood. And the more he ingests, the stronger connection he makes with you. So he can control your blood a bit better. And, I mean, yeah, if he eats all your blood, you're dead, but he can technically control you. Full body control.
By the way, I absolutely love how you pointed that out, because now you know how I feel when I come up with anything. I'm also a little salty, because, like, you picked your favorite of like, the characters you made randomly, and I'm like, damn, my favorite one, like, of all the characters that I've ever made from those randomization ones is, I think I might have mentioned them before, Vanderskull, Brenda Crane, and I'm like, I would have loved to, like, since you pointed out that you just picked your favorite one, it would have been great to put that one up, because she's just fucking angry all the time. So we're doing the setup now.
I think I have chosen the perfect character to create the perfect setup here. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but how would you like this idea? Ever since the day that dear old Momentum brutally, and I mean with the capital B and every other letter capital, brutally slaughtered poor Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
This evil entity has entered our world and has created havoc. Going based off the layers of hell, he wants to create a 10th layer of hell, because for some reason he wants to run 2 layers, because I don't know, more business for him, or just because it's fun. I don't know. He decided to make our world, our Earth, the 10th layer. The best part of this is that because these beings in this world aren't technically dead yet, as he kills people, he can then also just send them down to his layer in hell. So it's like a bonus, like you're in my layer of hell in Earth, the 10th layer, but once I kill you here, guess what? You're filled with wrath going down to my layer, that's my real layer in hell. So I still get to keep you in a sense. And so because of that, he has settled his, I don't know where you want this to take place. I'm going to say Seattle. I don't know why. I just like Seattle.
Is that because that's where Allison is from?
No, that's because they have that weird spaceship tower thing, and I kind of want that to be his base. I was going to say Vegas, but...
Yeah, Paul Blart will show up.
I was going to say Doctor Strange just had a story that took place in Vegas where a demon, more specific, the devil Mephisto showed up and made his own tower there where he ruled over. So I was like, maybe I can't do that because people would think I took that idea. So I'm going to go with Seattle because...
I'm going to go with you're more afraid of Paul Blart showing up. That man can take anyone down as long as he's got a candy bar. So, in this situation, for my backstory, Hades and Osiris are both basically, to an extent, death deities also.
Oh shit, we chose 2, like, deity or religious-based characters.
Yeah, we both picked deities that come from like dark dimensions. So we did a pretty good job of picking similar characters this time, which I'm usually kind of like opposed to an extent, but I like this because now our characters actually have similarities that they can play off of. And oh geez, I like for this part of the story, I feel like it would be nice that maybe Topaz already kind of knows about her heritage. That would make things a little bit interesting, kind of get things out of the way. You know what I mean? So at this point of this, I think it would be kind of interesting to have her know that she is of Greek descent, have her have already met Osiris. Or at least fragments of Osiris, knows that she's the daughter of one of the fragments of Persephone. So obviously she knows that, not blood related, but she does have relation to... Actually, no, I was about to say not blood related, but I realized the Greek gods do inbreed, so she technically is also blood related to Hades. I guess that happened. She's also related to her step-uncle, I guess. I don't know what you would call that. I guess you would know. So she's probably used to weird stuff like this at this point. So yeah, you're setting up shop, I guess. Trying to take over Seattle.
I mean, not take over Seattle, but take over the world through Seattle. Seattle is like his headquarters.
You do realize that if I lose, there's guaranteed we have to have a second episode of this.
Well, it's one of those things where many people have tried, few people have failed, but the people that failed, they didn't they failed so now the world ended. They successfully failed, if you get what I mean. It's like, yeah, they failed their mission, as in they died, but they prevented, what was his name again? Damn it.
Geffion?
No.
Wait, what are we talking about?
My character.
Oh, Rayth.
Yeah. Wait, what were you talking about?
I thought you were talking about Geffion. I don't know why.
Oh, no, I was talking about Rayth.
Rayth.
I'm had to
remember your character's name, damn it, David.
Rayth. Okay. Look, I just came up with this game like literally a minute ago. Give me some time.
I am going to give my all. I am going to try to kill you. Not kill you, stop you. I don't know. You're trying to take over the world. I feel like this is the point where formalities are kind of past the door.
Oh, sir.
And besides, if Rayth dies, I'm pretty sure he'll just respawn.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Rayth doesn't die. He just goes back to his lair of hell and waits to be summoned again.
But if I somehow fail, we have to, do this again. But maybe bring 2 other people along.
And if you fail with 2 other people,
boss monster,
maybe
David.
bring 3 other people. You know what? Let's take every hero and do something about it.
You're gonna end up just giving me a character to have for the second arc, for the second villain spectrum.
I'm gonna say now this does not take place in the same way as Spectrum.
I'm gonna pretend that it does until proven otherwise.
I just said it! As the creator of this character, I think my say is final.
Oh god. I mean, there's nothing contradictory. Alright, so, paint me a picture. Is there, hellfire around everywhere and, the city's burning up?
It's actually a really lovely day. It's pretty sunny outside, which is very abnormal for Seattle, because I think Seattle is known for being rainy every single day. So, at least that's what I got from the first movie of Twilight. It's actually a very nice day outside. It's super sunny, maybe pretty mid-70s. As you walk up, oh wait, what do you see? Oh, a few heads laying around here and there. But, nothing too bad. You might see a few, weird demon-looking things wisping around as you walk into, the state border, where it says, welcome to Seattle, whatever. You might see some heads on a pike.
Oh, that's not good.
Welcome to Seattle. Resident 0.
Yeah, no, Topaz goes into the city. I guess she probably already knew about this from a distance. Kind of had a heads up about this. I don't know why she's going by herself, but I guess she doesn't want to put her family at risk.
Why is she in Seattle? Did she just hear that there's a big baddie there? It's like, let me get a fist in that face.
Hey, look, they heard about a demon. It's connected to the underworld. Maybe has something to do with Hades or Osiris. One or the other. So probably just get some info. Probably thinks it's something to do with that.
Would Hades be after her?
I like to believe this is the same world as Pantheon. I don't know if Hades is dead or not.
Well, if he's dead, wouldn't he just be in hell?
No. First of all, he would be his dimension. So if he died, he couldn't respawn in himself because he'd be dead.
Well, then he would. No, wait. I thought he was a human hell. What isn't there like a god hell?
Oh, Tartarus. Okay, so it gets confusing. It's like Inception. Tartarus is a dimension hiding inside of Hades. So I guess you could have a weird stable loop where Hades is hiding in Tartarus, and Tartarus is hiding in Hades. I'm gonna just go with that for now until proven otherwise.
So yeah, for some reason you're in Seattle because you heard there's an underworld archdemon making a big mess of things.
Right. Want to get some info on that? Maybe it's connected to Osiris.
Maybe Osiris will talk to him, be like, "Hey, do me a favor. You're down there. Go bring me someone's head." And I'm like, whoa, I got better things to do. Like, run a new layer of hell. But, I get you. I get what you're going. I picked up that phone.
So is Rayth at the, Space Needle, or what's he doing?
Yeah, he's at... Is that what it's called? The Space Needle?
Yes.
Yeah, that's his main headquarters. It's a beautiful day. Streets covered in blood here and there. You might see some rebel teams like around, like fighting off certain monstrous
zombies. Are there zombies?
There's not zombies. Maybe ghouls. The closest things to zombies are ghouls. What you do? Paint me a picture.
Paint you a picture. Well, okay. So now you're reviewing this from above. You're seeing Topaz walking into the city itself. Dressed in, I guess you could say, like, I want to say with, like, not rags, but, like a lot of cover, just kind of, like, something to cover herself up to kind of, like, hide her identity and stuff. She's wanted to blend in, but there's not a lot of real people. It's mostly just monsters and stuff.
Well, there's a few people there, like, people fighting off hordes of monsters. They're still survivors. When I said population 0, more like soon-to-be a population 0 kind of a thing. It's like, there's still a pretty good handful of survivors.
You want to roleplay some people?
You go for it, I'll see how I feel about it.
So I'm gonna find the nearest person and just, like, touch the shoulder and ask him what's up.
What's up?
I'm not gonna say what's up. Hold on.
What's up?
No. Topaz didn't say that.
What's up?
Yeah, that's how I say it. What's up? No. Topaz is going to walk up to somebody, tap them on the shoulder, and just like, what's going on? Where did everybody go? And then I'm gonna roll +6, and I'm gonna go, or not +6, +2 charisma.
And you said when we're gonna use the other stats. Now you know when.
I kid you not, I rolled a 12.
I need a picture sent to me.
I only have one dice, I have to roll it twice.
This is where it's been really nice to actually do roll 20 on this.
It's a complete success.
So you get 2 questions. What are your 2 questions?
That's not how this works. You just tell me.
Oh, what was your question?
What's going on? You can just answer, say the thing that I said at the beginning.
What's going on? Do you not see around you? All these dead people? What else? A slaughter is going on here.
Okay, without trying to sound facetious or anything, I'm trying to help out. What slaughtered you?
If you're trying to help out, how about you go take care of that demon in that tower? He's the one that's been doing all of this.
I would say thank you for your time, for your information, but I apologize for the fact that you think that I'm trying to be mean or anything here, but I am only trying to find out what's going on, and you didn't have to give me the information that way. Have a nice day, don't get slaughtered. Flip some off on the way out.
What's the term?
I'm abusing my charisma modifier. Oh.
The guy is just trying to survive, and you're here just nonchalantly asking, Sir, what's going on? What's happening around here? While this dude is like in terror, trying to stay alive. Of course he's gonna answer you like that. He flicks you off too, and like continues shooting his gun. Pew 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 pew.
Turn around. I sincerely hope you don't die. Yeah. So heading on over to the Space Needle.
I would say as soon as you get like a pretty good distance to it, like a few miles.
Killing demons and stuff on the way there.
Yeah, I see you're walking. I would think you're walking in a straight line, and as you go, once in a while, you see like a big poof of fire and smoke just like shoot out of the forest, like say like 2 miles away, and like another like half a mile, you see another poof of smoke and fire. It's like one of those little crumbs of fire being, it's being left as you walk forward to the tower. And I want to say as soon as you get like 5 miles from the tower, Rayth notices you. He goes like, smells a bit, I don't know.
Spicy.
I'm gonna say spicy. I was gonna say smells a bit divine out there. As in, because you're part divine as God. But he goes like, smells a little bit divine out there. And then that's when he notices, hey, my demon count is dropping a bit. More than normally. So he goes like, oh, seems like I got myself a little guest here. He's thinking like it's an angel. Like a pretty high angel. Because he does smell a bit of, divine essence. But he's a bit confused because he smells just like tainted in a sense, like divineness. Because he's part human, correct?
Yeah, half human.
And so it smells a bit tainted. Don't want to offend you, but I mean, come on, half human, half divine. That you just tainted the divine part. So he goes after you, and he uses his blood power to blood transportation.
Okay, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean you're moving me, or are you moving towards something that has
I'm
blood?
moving me.
Oh. Okay.
It's blood teleportation. I become blood, and I fall into a puddle, and then I appear wherever I want to, where there's blood. So I just appear out of, like, the closest demon body that's around you.
Okay, so one that I probably just destroyed.
Most likely, yes. I guess he pops up. Where's the little heaven scent I smell?
Your character's super creepy. Like, Topaz is just getting creep vibes off of you.
Like, I smell you.
Are you behind her or in front of her?
I just appeared at a random spot.
I like the idea, the visually of her, just, blowing something up, hearing this, kind of, shuddering just for a second, and then, slowly turning around. But, just her head, so, her hands are still doing their thing.
If he does appear behind you, he has his back towards you. He doesn't know, it's like he just teleported there out of nowhere, so he doesn't know where. He knows where he's at in the space, in the sense of spatial awareness. He doesn't know where you are. He just teleported, blood teleported to the area nearest to you, appears, and now he's looking for you. He smells the scent of divineness, divinity, I guess. He smells a divineful smell, and he's like, I know you're here. Let yourself be known.
What the fuck, David? What the fuck is this? I'm gonna try. Oh, okay, so I just turned around. I assume that I see you. I think I have every right to instigate an attack against you. I don't know if you're going to stop me from doing that. Instigating attack. Do you want to just roll initiative to see if I catch you off guard?
Sure.
So we can just say that you're probably alert if you roll higher than me.
If I roll higher than you,
then you get to go first.
Then the attack is not a sneak attack. So I'm going to say this. If I roll higher than you, then we'll do it as how was it explained, where you roll, see if you succeed or not, or whatever. If I roll lower than you, we're going to say it's a sneak attack. I'm going to say this. I'm going to make this ruling happening live-ish. If you succeed, or if I fail, however you want to say it, there's no penalty for you missing. That's the benefit of a sneak attack.
So your dex modifier, 9.
I rolled 2 6s. So you can attack me, but if you fail, there will be a penalty.
Alright, so you get to do your thing first then.
I thought you still get to roll for your attack. Yeah, and you're just not it's just that you're not catching me off guard.
Right. This is a normal roll. 5 and 6. 11. Throwing a fireball at you.
I myself take a penalty for this, correct?
I'm trying to do damage to you, so that's the penalty I'm trying to get out of you.
Oh, okay. So you deal 1 damage to me.
Okay, demon. Are you the one that's doing all of this?
Let me answer your question with an action. And he gathers the blood of the demons you have slaughtered and forms it into a weird blood spear. He's using a type of blood control called blood crystallization. So he's crystallizing the blood into just like a very sharp stick, and he's gonna hit you with it. And I'm gonna use Dex with that.
Alright, that fireball that I shot at you, I'm going to try and shoot it back towards me and knock your spear out of the way in the process. So I'm going to try to defend also. I'm going to use Charisma on that. And if I fail that, it'll hit me. I don't know if you want me to give up anything else. It's going to hit me if I fail anyway. So I have to go with something else. I'm going to say maybe I'm going to do the reroll, the best roll on the next one. That's what I'll do if I fail this. Alright, you go ahead. Try to attack me.
That is 11, if my math is correct.
9. Okay, I guess you beat me on that one.
Yeah. So I launch it at your heart. No, I'm just playing.
No.
I launch it at you. Your fireball swishes by, which changes the trajectory of my spear and just hits you like on the shoulder. I was going for your heart.
Oh, God. Does it stay in my arm, or does it like drop?
I guess like as soon as it makes contact with your body, just the standard heat from a normal person's body would start just returning the blood into its liquidy plasma form. So I guess because your body it's a lot harder than normal. As soon as it penetrates you, it starts like just slopping off, and now your shoulder is covered in blood.
Red hot blood that exploded everywhere. I like this.
I guess you're the divine mist I smell, isn't it? Oh, you reek of it. Who sent you?
What do you mean? Who sent?
Was it Michelangelo? Well, that's not his name, isn't it? Damn it!
Ninja
I said that last time.
Gotcha.
You always get on me because I accidentally say Michelangelo, and you're like, wait, why couldn't you call him Michelangelo? His name isn't Michael Angel. Like, shit.
Oh wait, did I really say that?
Forgive me. Last time you told me that, so I was like,
wait, that was in person though, right?
yeah, that was in
I was
person.
about to say I don't remember recording.
No, it wasn't. It was never recorded. It was in person a long time ago. I was listing the archangels, and I had said, well, there's Michelangelo, and then you were like, stop. One, the Ninja Turtle isn't an archangel, and two, his name isn't Michael Angel. And it's like, my apologies, I messed up.
The Ninja Turtle? No,
I didn't.
I sent myself. Jeez, what is this? And like splattering my arm against my hand against the shoulder, like looking at the blood. What is? Why? Why?
You attacked me first. I think this is a great example of self-defense here. Plus, look what you did to my children. Oh, you know how long it's gonna take me to replace them?
Looking at your mug, I think it's gonna take a long time. Good luck finding somebody. I actually don't know what you look like. She'll insult you either way, no matter what you look
He
like.
has a pretty high charisma, so I don't think he's that bad looking. Just has a nasty attitude.
First of all, I'm only here because of what's going on around here. Nobody told me to do anything. You know, funny thing happens is whenever you try to like kill a bunch of people, somebody ends up finding out. Apparently.
Oh yes. Many people have found me out, as you said, and what happened to the last one? Oh, yes. I think you saw him at the border of this land, didn't you? Those heads out there. Oh, that's not a warning sign. That is me telling you what your future holds. Your head is next. God, it's gonna take me a while to get this reek of divine out of this city. And he gathers up more blood, throws another spear at you. Ooh. This is gonna be a very, very close one. I got a 6. That's always nice. But I got a 2 on my second one, which is an 8. Plus 2 from my dex. It's 10. That's all good.
That's a success. Damn it.
Yeah. I hit your other shoulder.
That's great. Oh god, you got both of them. Oh.
Be happy. I was aiming for your head. And then he starts walking up, like slowly walking up towards you. and he still has some blood residue on his hand, and so he's like, I'm gonna be careful with the next word I say. But he is sensually licking the blood off his fingers.
You sure you picked the right sin? Because I don't think that you're portraying the appropriate sin on this one.
Well, I mean, just because they portray the sin doesn't mean that they flat out take that form. You haven't seen This is the Hulk thing. Okay, you've yet to see him mad.
So, Mr. What can I call you exactly?
Rayth. Okay, that's my name. Rayth. You may call me Rayth.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, you know what? You stabbed me in both of my arms, and you seem to have a really nice fascination with blood. So I really hope that this next thing intrigues you, I guess, because it's gonna be a doozy. She points herself towards you, and she shoots fire from her shoulders.
I like to picture it like she. Okay, this is gonna sound gross, but you know how when they have those pimple popping things and he squeezes it and it just launches out? I kind of picture her doing the same thing but with her blood. Like she squeezes her arm and just launches a stream of blood. I'm sorry if I grossed you out.
I got a 9 plus 2. I got a success on that. All right. Just throwing 2 things of fire at you. You're taking 1 damage, obviously, but right in your chest. I'm gonna say you're a demon. You can take it.
He is very unpleased about what you just did. His head starts twitching a bit. His emotion is getting to him. He goes like, "What did you just do to me? That wasn't nice. How are you doing that?"
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that sting? Do you need me to get you some band-aids?
This is not funny.
Oh, I'm laughing. You think that being impaled in both of your shoulders is funny?
Oh, you killed my children. That's in my defense. I have perfect motive.
Like every supervillain ever can just be... They never have the balls to just say that. I have the perfect motive.
You come into my town. Kill my children. And you're mad at me?
How'd your kids? How'd your wife?
I'm dead.
Oh my god, what is... I gotta stop playing all these sassy ass characters.
I was showing you kindness. I was gonna make it quick. But you're getting on my last nerves.
Good. It's your turn in the order. I don't know if you want to do a thing. I'm gonna just say, if someone takes too long, if they want to just say they do a thing, I think they should be allowed to. You did it to me. I'm not gonna.
I did? Why did I do that?
I attacked you at some point, and then you attacked me, and then you attacked me again because I took too long to say anything. Which I think is fine, because in real combat, I don't think people take turns.
As you threw the ball of fire at poor is innocent Rayth, and I remembered his name. You see his chest area. You see like a big pool of blood just like fall into the floor. You can guess, unless you want to roll for it. Like, what did I just see? But I'll tell you. He put like a thin layer of like blood over his body as a form of a shield. AKA, I don't know if you've seen any of Naruto. Same thing that Gaara does with his sand. It's very unpleasant. He's twitching. Once you hit him with the ball of fire, and you saw that pool of blood armor, I guess, fall off, you actually see he hides his true self, what he really looks like, and he basically looks like a weird, like, at least going off what his chest looks like, a weird creature bit thing. I don't know. So he hides what he looks like. So then he next action is he lunges at you and tries to lick your arm or your shoulder bit.
Okay, I'm going to respond to that, because, fuck that.
You see his mouth do a weird mixture between piranha teeth and snake mouth, where it like elongates, and, oh no, like the venom thing. You see him do like a venom thing. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a jaw, but his jaw dislocates and his mouth opens up wider. You see rows or sharp teeth like piranha style or venom style, and he whips out his tongue, lunging at you, trying to lick your shoulder.
I'm going to counterattack also, so I don't know if you want to just let your attack go through or if you wanted to do a contest. While you lunge yourself at me, you're doing a strength check, I'm assuming?
Look, I'm not trying to attack you or hit you. I'm just trying to lick you. It's a dex space.
As you do that, I want to throw a makeshift fiery bloody axe at you.
Makeshift bloody... Wait, whoa.
I have blood constructs. I said I did. Yeah, and I got blood coming on my shoulders.
I didn't hear that part. I heard blood manipulation. No, I heard you can move your blood. You can put your blood on fire. I didn't hear that last part.
Yeah, I can make... it's solidification. I can... Oh, technically, I'm not going to make an axe. I'm going to make a spear. A javelin, if you will.
Wait, let me contact my lawyers. You copywriting son of a gun.
My power specifically said I can solidify my blood.
Yeah, but you just having to go for a spear / javelin.
I can only make simple constructs. That's why I said axe first. It's a boomerang. Boomerang. Fiery boomerang. He's not going to come back. This is the shape.
You copied a certain being using spears, and now you want to take credit for it. Okay, go for it. I rolled a 9. I add +2 for my dex. That's 11.
10. What did you roll again?
11. Beat you by 1. So he gives you a nice lick on the shoulder.
Okay, creepo. That was your action for that, so I can still respond to that, right?
Well, yeah. Wait, let me roll. Wait quick. I'm 8 feet away from you.
You do that, and I'm just looking at you like, what are you doing?
No, I beat you just by 1. So I will say I only got a little bit of your blood, not a lot. So I have full control of your blood flow for 1 minute.
That's a long ass time. Okay.
Hey, that's what I went with 1 minute. You know what I went for? O positive, the most common blood? 15 minutes. I think that sounds a bit fair. If you would have put a minus instead of a plus on that, it would have been just for 30 seconds. I just finished walking to my spot. As I slowed down, so I'm walking to my spot 8 feet away from you. That gives you time to respond. I'll be nice. I'll take 1 damage because your blood burned me. But then I heal 1 because I drank your blood.
Fuck you. That's not how that works. Have at you then. I'm going to attempt to do double damage thing that's in the notes here. If I think that I can probably deal extra damage to you, I declare that I'm going to do so. And I have to give something up if I fail. For a fact. So I'm going to give up 1 health if I fail this. I'm going to attempt to throw a fireball with a little bit more oomph to it at you. And I'm going to shape it like a cone. So I'm going to try to I'm going to basically try to impale you. Let's roll this bad boy. +2 charisma. That first roll's a 4. This looks alright so far.
Can I roll to compete? Because it is made up of your blood.
Yes. I rolled a 12, by the way.
I want to slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't roll it. So you don't deal double damage.
Oh, yeah, if you roll higher. Yeah. I got 12 total. Yeah, that's with my modifier, though.
Okay, that's good. That's a 5.
Oh, that sounds good so far.
Nice.
Big cone of fiery blood coming at you.
I take 2 damage, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a nice risk that I took there. I would have taken some damage if I failed that one. In addition to the failure I already would have taken. So that would have been 2 failures.
He goes, time out. Whoa, never tasted something like you before. I knew you had some divine in you, and that was gonna sour the taste, but had a little bit more kick to it. And so he goes like, this is not fun. And so he gathers up some pool of blood and starts to devour it. It's pretty nice. You left nice bodies laying around here. I'm gonna use my charisma for this since it's magic. I guess if I don't succeed in a roll, I heal nothing. If I do 7 to 9, 1. If I get anything higher, 2.
So I say if you succeed, you get your health. If you get 7 to 9, I would say that you got to lose something. It ain't gonna be your health. Maybe you reroll your best dice next. I would say that. I did it once. I think you should do it too.
If I roll 2 6s, I get 2 health.
No, 1 health. We don't go down by a lot.
I'm gonna say 2 6s because that's rare. That's like a natural 20.
I consent to this. This is fine. This one time.
Well, I get 1 health, and I take no minuses because I got a 12.
Well, it takes a lot out of me to take 2 health out of you. And that's the reason that I only wanted to work with 6 health as a base.
I'm back at 4. I am amazing.
And I look at you, and I'm just like, what will it take for you to get out of here?
I'm sorry?
To go. Be banished. Be gone. The things that demons do when they overstay their welcome.
Overstay my welcome. No one has told me that before. How can I overstay my welcome in a world that I own?
You don't own shit. You don't own anything here.
Look around you. I would say I have a pretty good handle on this small, pathetic land here. No offense to anyone from Seattle, it's not pathetic. It's actually pretty cool. I kind of want to visit there when I want to. This is not me talking. This is my demon talking. And I own this. Soon, I'll own the rest of this dirt of a place. And then I would ask you the question of what would it take to get you off my world?
Less than nothing, because this isn't your world. But I was going to say this, and it's that you were so preoccupied with your little conquering of this world. I happen to know firsthand, I guess you could say secondhand, that this world has been conquered multiple times before. Pieces of little inferior territory. This land that we're standing on right now, actually, believe it or not, was owned. I actually don't know this historically. Probably was owned by
probably vampires or werewolves, according
no,
to
no. That's not canon. Land here that you're standing in was actually owned by a different group of people at some point, and they were overrun by some people who had a little bit more, I guess you could say, sense of destiny, a manifest destiny, if you will. And I thought, hey, you know what? I can take this over. Every empire falls because it gets corrupted, it gets destroyed, either from the outside or from the inside. My ancestors themselves, the Greeks, not the Greeks, but the god ones, they destroy themselves just from all this bickering and who owns what. And you don't see them anymore. You barely hear from them. And you little demon, you're going to be no different. Even if I fail here where I stand.
Oh, gosh. So you're one of the Greek ones. Oh, how embarrassing is this? I let myself get this damaged by a Greek one. Sweetie, I've lived through all time. I've seen this world fall and burn and rise again. I saw those pathetic things that call themselves gods, and Zeus and them try to be bigger than what they are. But like you said, you don't hear about them because they're not gods. I trifled with things stronger than you can ever imagine. So thinking you can do anything, you made my day. Watching you bleed out in front of me will be the second most enjoyable thing of today. And I want to use my powers to slow your blood flow, as in slow your blood pressure. I want to mellow you out. I can do this. I have 3. I said a minute. I want to convey this differently. I don't 1 minute in D&D terms is 10 turns, whatever. I'm gonna say 3 turns here. I got 3 turns to successfully mellow you out as far as I can go before my effect wears off.
For mellowing me out, I want to be able to tangibly actually do that. So, do you want to decrease my con, or do you want to do something else? Or I haven't been using con. I realize that we probably should be comparing con to something at this point, but we can't do that anymore.
Whatever you do next, if I succeed,
Gotcha.
you'll take a -1. So if you want to do an attack, instead of adding, if you do a dex-based attack, instead of adding 2 to it, you add 1 to it.
Gotcha. So you're gonna do this 3 times, I'm assuming?
I'm gonna say I wasted 1 turn eating blood.
Okay.
So I only got 2 turns. After that, then you'll have to raise your own blood pressure yourself.
Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. I think I said I could do that.
It's 10. So I'll lower your blood pressure a bit low. You're mellowing out. And I'm going to give you a -1 to your dex. That's what blood pressure does, right? Mellows you out.
Yeah, that's what it does. It also makes you very drowsy and it makes you on the brink of passing out.
8.
Plus,
That's it.
this is the thing you wanted to, but I get to fuck you up or take a risk.
Okay, I'll go ahead and mellow you out one more time, giving you a total of -2 to your dex. And as my negative to this, I will leave myself open for a critical hit.
You've introduced the idea of critical hits now.
Mm-hmm.
When you roll 2 6s. Does that mean like if I hit you twice?
I'll leave myself open to a critical hit, which means if you do succeed with a 10 or higher, you'll deal 2 damage no matter what. There's no penalty.
Not a second. Yeah, not a second penalty.
Yeah.
I realize I probably should have called it crit and not double damage. It's like if I decided to take to attempt a crit on you, but instead of taking the second penalty, I just take the normal one.
You want to reduce to your normal one if you miss.
Oh shit, this is gonna be bad because I'm gonna take a -2 to it. It's fine. I'll take a normal attack. She's getting drowsy.
You could waste your turn and just try to boost up your attack again.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use a turn to kind of like.
But I will say the extra attack will only count for the next move you do.
Okay, I'll go ahead and try to.
So then you'll lose your extra damage if you don't choose to attack me this turn. Only because then I'm no longer caught off guard.
Yeah, no. Topaz is going to while she's kind of like knocking around all woozy and stuff, just kind of like try to recompose herself. And as she kind of like refocuses, she throws she picks from her shoulder some more blood and just kind of like chucks it at you very erratically. All right, dice, don't feel me now. I have to roll a 10. Just a natural 10 is what I have to roll. All right, I rolled a 5. That's good start. And a 6.
Oh my god.
Oh god. All right, double damage.
I'm down to 2.
Nice. I'm still up at 5. If that's any consolation.
It's not. Oh, throughout this whole thing, there's a whole blood shield is coming off slowly, and so you start seeing more of what he really looks like, and he's a very unattractive kind of being. Not compared to how he looked like. It's like his charisma is going down, figuratively, not literally.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's a weird blood skin he wears. So you see his true self. He keeps that blood shield over him as a protection against, the outside world, I guess. Also, it makes it a lot easier for you to kill him, when he's not in his blood shield thing. I don't know why, but flavor-wise it is. I want to do something. I don't know if it's too much for one turn. You tell me. I want a blood teleport right next to you. As I do, I want to manifest my weird scythe hammer and bust your kneecap.
Ouch. Okay. I'm gonna say.
You know what? I want to take a chance and do a critical hit. If I fail, I give you another opening for a critical hit, which means if you actually hit your next turn, you kill me. Sounds fair?
Do I still have my my -2 or?
Yes.
Okay.
It's down until you change it yourself.
Fair enough. I think that me still keeping the -2 is still fair.
My critical hit, I don't want to deal extra damage. I want to demobilize you. Is that the right term?
Immobilized.
I want to break it. I want to make it hard for you to walk.
It's been difficult for me already. You were already like torn into 2 of my shoulders.
That's true.
And broke one of my kneecaps.
At least I haven't given you minuses for breaking your shoulders. But I do want to give you a minus for like your kneecaps being broken.
So that'd be my deck?
Yeah. But I have to roll, I fully succeed on this, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Which is pretty easy as long as I roll a 6 on one dice and anything on my other dice. That isn't a 2. Ooh, that's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I have 2 for my dex, which is what I'm using. So 2 plus 5 is 7, if my math is correct, right? You want to guess what I rolled on my other die?
What?
I got a 1.
No, David.
No. That's 8. I didn't hit you with the crit.
But you still hit me.
So that'll be 1 health.
I'm gonna say you hit my kneecap. Probably did not break it. Did enough damage to it to,
I hit your thigh. Didn't hit your knee. I over aimed.
Would you say that you got some blood coming out of that?
I don't know. Do you open up easily?
I have a high con, probably not. Well, wait, you hit me with a scythe, right? Or with like the hammer end of the scythe?
Hammer end of the scythe.
Okay. And I would not probably take blood from that. You see my bruise light up?
Okay, it is your turn.
Let's roll. Topaz is going to turn around. Not turn around. It's going to kind of like on one knee, just kind of like trying to gain her composure back, and looking at you. Kind of like holds her hand up, curled up. You see 2 spires of blood just like kind of like pierce out from her shoulders, and she holds it. She's going to in a javelin form towards you, like javelin adjacent.
So like a javelin. I got you. Picturing it.
Oh my goodness! I can't curve it or anything. It's like I can make it look like a fish hook. There you go. It's like a big fish hook.
A bent javelin. I got you.
No, but I actually do like the idea of turning it into like a hook boomerang kind of looking thing, and she chucks it at you. I'm gonna say.
Chucks it. I'm standing right next to you.
Oh yeah, she's gonna stab you with it. Like that. So yeah, so at this point she's copied your spear and then copied your scythe.
I got you. Is there superpower copycat or something?
We have very similar abilities. You'd be surprised. So I'm gonna roll, and I'm really scared because I have to roll a 10, which means I have to at least roll a 6 and a 4 or 2 5s, and I've been rolling a lot of 5s and 6s, so eventually I'll have to roll a 1, and this is gonna be it. Hey, am I gonna make it, David? I rolled a 2? 2 plus 6 is 8. I can at least get a mix. And a 2. I rolled a 4. I failed. Oh boy. I'm gonna say that the thing that I gave up is... Would you say I do the same thing? Give you an opening also?
Sure.
And then I gotta give up one other thing. I'm gonna let you choose. What is the other thing that I give up?
You give me a super opening.
No.
No, okay, you let me finish? I have a chance to take 2 actions. A major action, which is a damage-dealing action, and then a minor action that does not involve me attacking.
So another, I'm guessing, blood lick thing?
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
So I'm standing, by the way, I don't know if I said it, I am standing behind you, so you had to do like a little twist thing. So now you're facing me. And so I gave you, as you turn, I stretched out my venom tongue and just gave you a little lick on the shoulder. As I do that, let me see. So yeah, when I popped out of the pool of blood, I swung my scythe hammer up. So as the momentum carried it up, I used it to thrust my arm back down at the same time, and I'll give you a nice little cutty cut stab. Oh no, 7. So that's a mixed results, correct?
Yep.
My mixed results, even though it's not going to be mixed, is that I deal no damage to you. Mostly because since I am using a scythe and I have no strength behind it, I didn't hit you with the complete scythe. I hit you with like the blunt part of the scythe, I guess, if it has any. So because I have no strength to back up my swing, I deal no damage to you. But that's the only penalty I take.
So I'm assuming I still have the capability of walking, right?
Yeah, you have really sore thighs.
Yeah, I'm aware of being sore. That's fine. What's your condition right now?
Tired, a little bit sleepy, hungry.
Rayth.
Oh,
Rayth.
Shit.
Rayth.
Okay.
What's Rayth's
I'm gonna
condition?
need you to roll a perception to see
No.
how he's doing.
I am right next to it.
He's not doing well.
If I use my intuition, would I be able to run away from him if I got away from him?
As you saw, that he has the ability to enter one pool of blood and exit out through the other, you can assume you can run away to a place where there's no blood.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 actions here. Like, it's 1 action, but it's going to be 1 action, but I think I can use 2 rolls. I want to walk away, I want to run away to a location a little further away from you, just like a dash away. And I want to find a spot that has no blood. So I'm going to use my wisdom check to see if I can find a spot that has no blood, and I want to use my movement to get there. I'm going to say that for success, I just find the spot, mixed result, find the spot, but there is some blood there, maybe? I don't know. Failure, I can't, and there's just blood everywhere. Unless you want to modify the mixed one, because I know for a fact that success and failure would result in that.
Okay. How about we make one small change to here? If you roll a 6 or higher, you find a place where there's no blood. If you roll less than a 6, you see no area like that. Just take away the mixed results.
It's already bad because I'm already taking the -2 from the wooziness, and then the -1 because my wisdom's not great. -3 to whatever I roll.
Wait, what -3?
4 because -2 because of the thing you did to me, and then -1 because
Well,
of my
I
wisdom.
particularly did it just to your attacks.
Oh, you only did it to my dex?
Yeah, I wanted to slow you down.
Oh, then I should have been able to hit you because I used charisma for that.
You do? I thought you used dex. That's why I did dex.
I say it was charisma because it was magic.
Well, then I did -2 to your attack one. That's what I meant to do. I love you.
Okay, well, I've been doing it to my attacks. So.
Okay, so I did -2 to your charisma.
4, that's the failure. There's blood. I can only run away to another area. I'm gonna use dex to actually run there. So that's my dex is +2. So 10 plus 2 is 12. I successfully run to an area covered fully in blood.
Now you feet away, yards away, meters away.
I'm gonna say yards away. I don't
Inches
know.
away.
I'm gonna say because I'm superhuman, I can run a little bit further. 10 to 15 feet. 15 feet. It's a short sprint. I think 15 feet is fine.
It is a short sprint. So you run into more area with blood.
Yeah. Hastily, I didn't realize what I was doing.
Since you're 15 feet away, I walk up like slowly and steadily walk up like 5 feet just to get like a 10 feet difference. And then, Rayth, if you're trying to run from me, you've chosen the poorest method of doing so. How can you hide and run in someone's home? I am always here and there. I'm everywhere here. Don't you see how I move? If you're trying to hide, if you're trying to get away from me, then just walk up to me and let me separate your head from your shoulder. Because that is the only way you're living here. And he stretches out his arm, pulls up the blood that's under your feet, and summons is it stalactite or stalagmite?
Stalagmites might come out of the ground. Stalactites are tight on the ceiling.
I summon a spear of blood under your feet that's in the form of a stalagmite.
You mean a javelin? A javelin?
No, because this is a thick, very thick. It's a cone.
Oh, I said I summoned a cone earlier. What are you doing copying me?
Yeah, but my cone is on the floor. It's half a cone. The earth is happy to see you. 10.
Does it do anything, or it's just...
Yeah, it's hitting you.
Oh, shit. Alright.
It's a spiky crystal. It's hitting you.
You're still far away from me, right?
10 feet.
As your thing goes up, right, and is it one singular stalactite, or are there kind of like smaller ones around it?
I'm gonna say it was one big one, the one that actually dealt the damage, and you have like little tiny ones, like just to prick your toe. But they're like very tiny.
Oh, okay. I was actually kind of hoping that I could like use the stalagmite as leverage to like jump off of it.
Well, probably out of the one that hit you in the chest, maybe.
Alright, I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna use my dex. I'm gonna try and jump off of it and kick you.
I still have 2 turns left for my blood manipulation thing. If I rolled higher than you, I give you a -1.
Do you mean to my attack, or...?
To your final roll. So
Sure,
you can still hit me,
right?
but I have a minus. But you'll get a -1 to it.
Yes.
It's just I'm using the blood flow in you to I'm slowing it down, not to mellow you out like that form, but just to like I guess like visually impair you, sending less blood to your eyes. So you kind of for a minute you kind of see fuzzy for a bit, but you still have a chance to hit.
Right. So I'm gonna just straight up roll my attack, and you're gonna compete against that. 10.
So if I succeed, you get a -1 to that, which makes it a mixed result. Oh no. Wait, that's 7, 8, that's 9 only.
I am kicking you right in the fucking face.
So you see fuzzy for a bit, but you compensate for that. You hit me square in the jaw? I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I'm kicking you, dude. I said I was doing that.
Wow, you jumped pretty high then. So I'm down to 1. For my final thing, I want to do a critical attack. I give up that the next action you do leaves me wide open for you to do double damage without any penalty. So you can literally overkill me next turn. You're at 3, right?
I'm at 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. 13.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a double hit.
As you kick me in the jaw, you land behind me. I do a spinneroonie, drag my scythe, and I'll sharpen it more by while I drag it through the floor, I have it build up blood crystals on it to give it a spiky edge to it, and then I swing it across your neck, not decapitating you. I'm gonna say I didn't get the whole scythe around your neck, but I did build up crystal spikes of blood on it, and one of those got you on the side of the head. So, like, I underreached. Yeah, I didn't overreach, I underreached. So, the spike, crystallized blood that I had built up on the blade while I was spinning around from your kick hit you across the head, dealing 2 damage.
Yeah, no, Topaz is just like, I'm gonna say for flavor, like, as soon as she gets hit, just kind of like falls on the ground and just kind of like tries to find recomposure and just like kind of like holds her hand against her head. You son of a bitch.
I am son to no one. Don't worry, I'll send you to your own father.
What are you talking about? My dad is fine. He's back home. I actually don't know who Topaz's father is. I assure you she has a father. I don't want to make one of those.
Well, I'm pretty sure she has a father.
She has a human father that loves her and knows exactly where she is all the time, except for when she runs out. I have a lot of characters that like to run away. I realize that. I don't know if it's a Freudian thing.
I was trying to come up with a joke about how Hades runs hell, but he runs a fake hell.
Her dad's technically not Hades. It's sort of like her step. I don't know what you call a pre-stepdad. It's like the husband that your mom used to have before she got married to the next guy.
Stepdad.
That's still stepdad? Okay, if you say so.
But let's just agree to the idea that that's called a stepdad.
Okay, I'm gonna go with yes. That's what Hades is.
This is the end. Next roll. If you hit me here, you win. If I hit you next turn, I win.
That's true, but if I hit a mixed result, that means I gotta take something. I'm gonna say that if I get a mixed result, I'll pass out. Like, I mean, I think that's like I can't give you an opening if you're dead. David, I was hoping this episode was not going to be a battle to the death, but you brought this upon yourself.
Well, I mean, we chose 2 characters that are very different from each other. Typically, it's not a battle to the death because we typically choose 2 heroes. I didn't choose a hero this time. I went with a straight up villain.
Alright, I'm going to try and roll straight up and down. I was going to say that I was going to try and stab you with my with a blood dagger, like across the throat, just very quickly. And a 3!
That's a 7.
Oh my god. What is that? Hold on.
That is a mixed result.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, no.
I have a chance to hit you back.
Okay.
I don't add anything to it. Just straight up dice roll.
Okay.
If I'm gonna take away the mixed results, and I'm only gonna have to roll 10 or higher. Sounds okay?
So 10 or higher, you're gonna kill me or hit me?
Hit you. And we'll see who hits, and then if I do end up hitting you, we'll roll 1 dice, whoever rolls higher gets the final hit, which means the other person hit doesn't go through.
Wait, hold on. You're not canceling my hit? Oh, you're combating mine. Okay.
I'm gonna roll 1, because I will determine whether I hit you or not. I don't hit you. I roll a 2. I roll another 2. Okay, so you hit me. And you kill me. What's your finishing line?
Oh, let's see. What's my finishing line?
Say hello to my little friend.
No. Actually, no. As she slits you across the throat, slits Rayth across the throat, she gains recomposure. She goes.
The last thing I did, it was okay. So you from 10 feet away jump off the blood crystal thing that I formed. I'm gonna play your character for a minute. I'm gonna say that you purposely stepped on the very pointy part of the spike to have your feet bleed, and you ignited that to launch yourself those 10 feet, because there's no other way you'll be able to do that. And as you did, you used that same momentum to knee me in the face. So you did that, and you landed behind me. As you kneed me in the face, I did a totally whirly ballerina style spin as I dragged the bladed tip, the scythe tip of my weapon on the floor, gathering blood and building crystals on it, so that even if I don't hit you and decapitate you with the scythe part, I hit you with the blood crystals, which I did. As that, I keep my momentum going to go for another spin attack. So I'm doing like a double spin attack here, because it worked the first time. Definitely is going to work the second time, I'm thinking. At the same time, As I hit you in the head, you use the momentum from the force that pushed you to the side to just do a complete spin, in which you gathered blood from your shoulder, I guess, creating a dagger from it, so that whenever I swung back with my scythe to hit you again, you were at an angle in which you just put your head down, avoiding the scythe, and then extending your arm that had the dagger. Where you're gonna hit me? I don't know. That's up to you.
Slit you across the throat.
Okay. So I swing over, since I stop with my arm at a full cross stop. I just swung across, and which leaves a nice, juicy opening to my throat, I guess.
Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Can I cut your tongue off?
Wait, why are you cutting off my tongue?
Because it's been fucking creeping me out this whole time.
How is that a killing blow?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. No, yeah, I'll slit your throat.
No, wait. I'll let you cut off my tongue. I'm gonna say that you jab your dagger, blood dagger, whatever it is, up to my throat. But I look down at the moment that you do it, so that you no longer have a clear shot to my throat, but you have a clear shot into my mouth, in which then the dagger, first thing it hits is my tongue, and then you keep going up to the roof of my mouth, all the way up into the brainy bits. There, you get to cut off my tongue, because I guess that's something you want to do, and you get to stab me in the brain.
Exactly what I'm doing. And then as I say that, I turn around and I go, one-liners are overrated. Wait.
That's not cool, because I had a one-liner. Okay.
You had a one-liner, and I'm just like, oh god, he's really doing a one-liner. Okay.
Well, technically mine were like 6-liners, because he kept talking.
That's called a monologue, homie.
Is that all you do? No, it's a 6-liner for him. He pauses throughout each one, like, enough that it would be considered a monologue. And okay, so is that all you do? You walk away, like, an explosion happens behind you?
Oh, heck yeah, I left my blood in there. It just explodes on impact when it, like, fizzles down. Okay, so a lot of heavy stuff happened there. I don't know if you want to do any aftermath because of this.
Yes. As you get a good amount of distance away, you hear some chuckling in the back. And it's your good friend Rayth. He's standing up. He's a bit mad. He takes the dagger and pulls it out of his head, out of his mouth, whatever. And he picks up his tongue and attaches it back. And disgustingly. Now you fully see his true self, how he really looks like. And he's an abomination. And he's laughing. He goes, laughing both angrily and like some sense of pride towards you. And he's like, I'll let myself be struck down by one of your kind. I deserve more than this death. I don't know how I'm gonna, fix this up down there. I'm gonna be the laughing stock of all my layers. Shit. I'll give you props. Not many have been able to strike me down. There's only been one person, Lucian. And with her gone, I thought I'd finally be able to take this world. You killed my body here. That doesn't mean I'm gone. I've done this hundreds of times and I'll keep doing it again. This world will be mine. Oh, so close this time. But next time, I'll make sure I strike you down first. And then he turns into a big puddle of blood, and he goes back to hell.
Yeah, she looks at him. She's kind of like distraught at first, and she just kind of like looks around. And she realizes, well, he's gone now, so
or is he? Boom, boom, boom.
For now.
For now.
You got this, we'll be back with Rayth versus Momentum. You'll see who's really laughing at the end. Oh my goodness. Quick question. I don't know if you want to answer this or not. Where is Lucian right now?
God.
Is she in some weird limbo
Hell,
dimension?
I guess, yeah, God limbo. I don't know. Wherever gods go when they die.
They go to Moo. Not the character from. God damn it! Not the character from Spectrum. I meant the actual concept of nothingness, which it would be a really weird thing to have an actual physical place where
Isn't
nothing
that
exists.
I thought that is limbo.
Yeah, I know, but the Buddhist word for it is Moo. It's what people go to when they die on Death Note. It's a fancy way of saying that there's no soul. People just
I
die.
thought that was purgatory in Death Note.
It says Moo. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into it. Play the clip where the Naked Brothers.
I'm no longer playing any more clips from Death Note. The only clip that has ever been played and will ever be played in Death Note is when
He screams.
He
Yeah.
screams.
I was just gonna ask you to play.
I'll play that one again. Pause for that to be played again.
It's not even gonna be relevant when this comes out anymore. Like nobody's gonna like pay attention or care.
I'm
funny
literally
to
gonna
us.
play that scene again in here.
Alright, so aftermath of that, I want to say some snow comes down on Seattle. And
It starts raining again, going back to normal.
Yeah, it starts raining again. Coming back. It's snowing. Now Topaz has met back with her group again. You know, the Four Seasons and all the other people that she normally works with. And they're all kind of like conversing about this. I'm not going to roleplay for it because it's already almost 3 hours.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is only going to be like 2 hours or something.
Yeah, true. I did spend like a minute talking about Spectre.
Yeah, we cut a lot of it off.
Yeah, I know. No, but I'm still not gonna roleplay. No, she's there with her group, and they're all kind of like, you know, and kind of angry at her because she went off on her own again, and she's like doing like, you know, trying to do some stuff, and they're like, you could have been killed, and they're like, oh man, you almost did die. You know, she tells them about I was gonna say Asmodeus, Rayth, and then it's like, yeah, so he said he's gonna be back again. He just can't be killed. And they're just like, yeah, the last time that somebody said they couldn't be killed, they kind of were. I don't want to play with Rayth again. He creeps me out.
I'm sorry. I wanted to go with Wrath, but I think I played more of a Lust character.
You really did, and it creeped me out the whole time. And it's like, what are you doing, David? Are you going through? Are you processing stuff right now?
It's called being in character, John.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. The last time we recorded something, David pointed out that I didn't actually do a proper goodbye or whatever, and I just kind of cut it off at the end, like I like to do. But I typically do that after we've already like. We're in like the moments of like saying goodbye and stuff, so I forgot to say that. I'm probably sure that we remembered in the last Spectrum episode, but I can't remember exactly what we said.
Wasn't the last episode? I had a feeling it had something to do with train wreck.
Oh shit, it was about train wrecks.
Was it train wrecks?
It probably was.
How do we get in train wrecks? I don't know, but I think we described it at the end.
I think we were in one or something. I don't remember, man. It's been a while since I've gone back through that.
This whole ending is a train wreck. Whoa!
Are we just rehashing that? No, we're not doing that. Fuck it, David. What are you doing?
Wait, I was gonna say this whole thing is in a train wreck. I hope Liam Neeson is in here to save us, because he's in the train wreck movie or something about a train. So his train gets taken and he's trying to take it back.
I also do want to point out something really quick. Sometimes people come up with similar concepts on their own outside of things. We've already kind of pointed out a couple of things here that we have done, and I'm not changing any ideas that I have for future things that pop up. I'm just pointing that out.
I don't know what that means.
It's okay. People who are smart will figure that one out. Oh shit! No, I didn't mean to say it like that.
You heard him. He called you all idiots. Way to go. Way to end the podcast by calling everyone idiots.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh man, I'm really glad that you didn't realize that I accidentally called you an idiot. Goodbye, everybody. We'll tell you what we're doing next time after the thing.
After the thing, we'll tell you about what happens in the thing. Okay, it could have ended it a long time ago.
Well, guys, I'm really glad to have you guys stick around till the end here of this ep. That was something else, right? It's always weird to get these versus episodes out, and then like there's some weird murderous aspect of one of us that usually pops up. I hope y'all stick around with us for episode 31, which will be out on February 4th. It's titled Untold Pixar Sequels, so you can kind of guess by that extremely obvious title what the episode is going to be about. Well, until then, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.